Hey, welcome back to the Beat the Best podcast. It's your host, Betamax84, along with my co-host, Sean Watkins, and special guest, Catfish Muhammad John, here in the building. Guys,
Ramadan
welcome.
continues.
What do you know about Ramadan, Catfish?
Hey, Allahu Akbar.
Catfish been hanging out with the black Muslims.
I mean, my business partners' name are Rajiv, Adam, and Muhammad. So,
So you know a little bit about that.
yep.
Guys, it is March. Before we jump into today's topic, if you're a basketball fan, this month is for you. Sean, these conference championships have me in a blender.
Yeah, they're
I mean,
incredible.
Catfish,
Yeah.
all of us, it brings us back to college. Remember how hard you played in college, Fish?
hmm
Because that was all we knew. We didn't know that this entire system is a hoax. We didn't know that then. We just thought that that playing in college was everything, right, Fish?
Yes. Yes. College, you thought it was the end, and that's all you needed. And you played your hardest, man. You was like, I don't care what's gonna happen after this. You know, they always give you that talk. Hey guys, I don't know what you're gonna do after this year. You're gonna be done, but just know your team is always going to be here. That's cap. I bet you don't even talk to nobody on your high school. I mean, on your college team, except for Tutu.
Yeah, Tutu's my ace. You know what I mean? I don't know if you know this, Fish. I was recently inducted into the Hall of Fame, our team,
Yeah, you already told me.
and so we all connected. But other than that, people go their separate ways. But in college, you really feel like that's your family, right? Sean played with some of the best players that ever walked the earth.
I know he told me.
Yeah, national championship. Yeah, national championship team, and it's rare. I don't talk to really any of them until till we have some type of event that we get together. And the last thing was they were doing a documentary on called it the Kings of Vegas, and so I ran into a few of them. And so Anderson Hunt, yeah, shout out to him. That's my ace. Every time I see him, man, we dap it up and chop it up. We got to take a picture with my son. He called my son nephew, which was really cool for me. We didn't talk as much when we were younger, but now that we're older, we do. But like I said, that's about him and Stacey Augman. Those are the only two that I really kind of talk to, and that's only during the special events. Outside of that, yeah, I don't really talk to anybody from the team. So you are right,
You know,
Catfish.
and,
We don't really talk to our teammates, but at that time, yeah, we're gonna live
Yeah.
forever.
Anderson Hunt was one of the toughest guards. I think I played him in the Vegas City League. You and Anthony drugged me to when I was matched up against him. One of the toughest guards I ever had to check. It was like impossible to guard. And it just reminds me
Yeah.
how pure college was. Like these college kids, they don't know that society's against them and that they want them to work, live, and die for the American mechanical machine. They don't understand that yet. All they're doing is just playing for now. And it's not even the best team that wins. It's the team that can actually handle pressure better that wins it all. Most often, the best team doesn't win. It's just the team that can actually handle or even be the most lucky to win it all. Wouldn't you say that, Fish?
Yeah. I'm thinking about how Miami lost to Indiana, and it was because Indiana, that little block punt helped you out immensely. But that's what happened. You have a team of folks that they're tenacious, and they're like, yo, we got to go get it. And they weren't the best team out there compared to Miami and Indiana. They weren't the
Yeah.
best team, but they played as a squad, and they were cohesive, and they got the chip. So you are exactly right.
And that's what
But that
happens
don't
in
happen for
college.
basketball though. No, a Cinderella team never won. I don't care what nobody say. I've never seen a Cinderella team win.
Yeah, once. Who was it, Sean? It was Rick Pitino's team, wasn't it?
Back in '68, what we talking?
That was 80.
Patino.
What was it? 88? Was it?
Ex ex Blackham.
NC
Was
State.
that NC State?
Jim
Yeah,
Valvano.
Jim
Thank you.
Valvano's team. That was they weren't supposed. Yeah, they weren't supposed to win that game, but
Yeah,
like you said, that was back in '83.
that was
so
when he.
so that was a
Hold
while
on. That
ago.
that was when he
I would
caught the
venture
tip
to say,
dunk and
yeah,
put it in. Yeah,
yeah, caught the tip
yeah.
dunk right at the buzzer. Yeah, yeah. And so I would venture to say the team I was on the next year, the '91 team, there's no way we should have lost. I mean, it wasn't in the
Sean, we don't
championship
have
game; it
enough.
was in the
Sean, we don't
semifinal.
have enough
But there's
time
no
in the
way we should
day
have lost to Duke.
to go into that
I
entire
know. I'm just saying,
debacle.
there's no way. Duke was good, but they weren't supposed to beat us that year.
By
I'm
the
going
way,
on
because
record as saying that.
we can't spend too much time on
So
this, but ESPN was playing Duke versus Michigan the other day, and I was watching that game, and I was like, I don't know if I've ever seen that much talent on the floor in college. Like that Duke Michigan
yeah,
game was
Th-
insane.
Mm.
Fab
that's the
Five,
Fab
Fab
Five,
Five.
right? The Fab Five.
Go ahead, Fish.
Yeah. So
Nah, I was thinking about it. I was like, oh, the kids that changed the era.
It changed the whole
Those
era.
guys are,
They changed the whole
yeah.
era. I wore
And
black socks because of them. Anyway, we could spend
right.
more time on that in another episode. Let's jump into today's topic, which is the bull case for LeBron James. LeBron James, the case for the GOAT discussion. This is going to be more difficult for me, but as an old head, as Sean said last week, I have to put a hat on to understand what this generation is seeing and try to get out of my own Jordan bias. So on the back of the Michael Jordan episode this week, we're going to talk about why LeBron James has an actual consideration for the GOAT. So if we look at it, on March 5th, LeBron James broke Kareem's field goal record against Denver, making him another record holder for his NBA career. LeBron James, while many will be fatigued at his existence, as I've told Sean, I think one of the most impressive things about LeBron James is that everywhere his feet has touched hardwood, he has brought a championship to that franchise. My friends, no one in the NBA has played at the clip and length and height of what LeBron James is doing. I will start with you, Sean. Does LeBron James have a case for being the GOAT?
Absolutely. It's not just the longevity. He's been good for so long. And it's crazy because if anybody else wins a championship while he's playing, we hear the talk, oh, to win a championship in the LeBron James era. Is it still his era? Is it really still his era? He's not considered the best player, but it's still his era, and that speaks volumes to the GOAT conversation. Because why is it? How is it still his era if he's not the best player? He's got to be considered the GOAT. The guy he's incredible. I mean, a pass first guy to break Kareem's record, and I watched Kareem break Wilt's record to date myself. He did it. Ironically, he did it here in Vegas on his patented skyhook, and he broke Wilt's record. And so I saw that game as a longtime Laker fan, and then for him to do it in a Laker uniform, like I said, a guy that's a pass first guy, it's just incredible. And then everything that he does is just, and to be a guy that you know single parent home and coming from the ghetto, if you will, to and then with all the expectations since he was 14, 15, 16 years old, and to eclipse those, I mean, just destroy all of that. You got to consider it seriously, because I mean, let's keep it real. Michael Jordan didn't
That's
have
see, this is
expectations
this is
like that,
this is why you're
and
my
you could say
favorite
what you
co-host.
want,
This is why you're my favorite
but
co-host,
he
sir,
didn't.
because you tee me up. Catfish John, LeBron James came into the league under the gun. As a high schooler, as a middle schooler, if I'm not mistaken, he was on the cover of Sports Illustrated. It said The Chosen One when he was 16 or 17 years old. Comes into the league with high expectations. MJ did not come into the league with those expectations. He shocked and defied people, but he never came in under expectations. And then LeBron went on to still playing for 23 years compared to MJ's 15. Go ahead, sir.
I've been waiting for this. Love it, sir. Let's
Well,
God.
go.
well. We are finally talking about the real GOAT. Listen, it was in front of Slam Magazine. They chose him. He didn't call himself the king. They threw him out there with the wolves like they do with all the 18-year-olds and tried to demolish this 18. and he came in stomping with the big dogs. He did what he had to do. He started. He balled out. Look, if I was LeBron James, it's his 23rd year, correct?
Yes, he's in his 23rd season.
Just for shits and giggles, I would retire after this year. Just because it's number 23. Because you're going to always have to remember 23 behind my name. Hey, LeBron, Mr. 23. Yes, I did 23 years. Oh, we don't even have to worry about that other 23. You know what I mean? You could skip to Malou that other 23. But it's my time. And the crazy thing is, he did it like Sean said, Mr. Pass First, breaking all these records, trying to make his team better. He played with squares in the beginning of Cleveland year. And then, you know what I'm saying, as soon he said he want to take his talents to South Beach, he became the villain. Everybody started hating him. Why? Because I want to go to Miami where it's hot and sunny,
Catfish, let me
where it's
jump in here.
beautiful.
Let me hold on. Let me jump in here. When you're making a great point, he didn't ask for a trade. He finished his contract.
He finished his contract. And he's like, you know what? Those dudes that in Boston, I want to beat them. Let me go ahead because they got the big three. Let me go
Yep.
ahead and team up with Chris Bosh, Dwayne Wade. Let me go and ball them boys. But people are haters. They didn't want to see that. They didn't want to see him to go. And the funny thing is, Miami is not actually a big market. Miami is a small market if you think about it.
It's not even a basketball town. It's a football
Oh,
city.
it's not a basketball. It's a football city.
Yeah.
And he came in and balled out, man. And from there, it's been shit's creek about LeBron. He can't do nothing right. He can't do anything right. Oh, why you passed the ball? Oh, why you took this shot? Oh, why you passed it to Ray Allen? He lived through all that scrutiny and have a family, have his kids playing at Arizona, one playing in the league with him. It's like, how could you not all around say this man is the greatest player in basketball, whoever wore basketball shoes and a jersey?
Yeah, you're talking about off the court legend. The guy off the court is flawless. Off the court, never been any legal entanglements. Started a school, put his friends on, got made his friends paid. Um, Sean, what you said about him playing in his era, air quotes for those listening, a basketball player's dominant era lasts for about a decade in history, right? You can dominate the league for 8 to 10 years before someone else starts to take over, right? The Larry and Magic era ended with the Michael Jordan taking the mic, and so on and so forth. The LeBron James era has lasted. I'm being selfish in saying this. I think he's over 12 years, 15 years, LeBron James, and he's played at a high level for 20 years. It almost defies logic, Sean. When you talk about a pass first player that has become the scoring leader in the NBA and now is something else. Go ahead.
I would say his you could say his dominance or his era kind of started in 2007. This is one argument too, and I hope I don't steal your shine, Catfish. But this is one argument where I say he could be in the GOAT conversation. It took LeBron James 4 years to take his team to the finals. He got drafted in 2003. They get to the finals in 2007. With all due respect to the guys who was on his team, he took a bag of bolts to the finals. You know what I mean? Those guys were, don't get me wrong, and everybody would argue that those guys were good, but you can't name the other four starters. You can't name the guys off that bench. You might be able to name a couple, but you can't name everybody on that team he took to the finals. It took Jordan 7 years He had to, and and you can everybody can argue that he had the tougher, he had to get through those Detroit Pistons teams, those Boston Celtics teams. I get it, but I don't care. He didn't get there. It took him 7 years to finally get to the finals, and it took LeBron 4. So that's an argument for that. But at the end of the day, he just like I said, he's phenomenal. His era to me, it started when he took him to the finals. So he's literally from 2007, 2008 to about I'd say maybe 2018 or 2019. 2018 was his
Yeah.
best year in my opinion. So you're looking at 10 years, like you said, 10 to 11 years where that it's his era. But he's hated on, like Catfish said, and there's still so much pressure and so much expected out of him, and he's a 41-year-old. There's still expectations. There was never expectations on a Michael Jeffrey Jordan after he left the Bulls in '98. When he came back, there was no expectations, and so, but LeBron, year on top of year.
Really, the only argument is either MJ versus LeBron or MJ or Kobe versus LeBron, right? For that number one or number two spot. LeBron James, again, I haven't seen a guy who could play 1 through 5 with that skill level. I've seen LeBron won the 1. I've seen him play the 2, the 3, seen him play the 4, seen him post up at the 5, and seen him defend centers. The versatility that he's capable of is beyond my scope of understanding. Again, I've seen LeBron James in person. For anyone who's never seen him in person, he looks like a refrigerator with arms and legs. He's literally built from bricks. And you're like, wait a minute, this guy can get up and down the floor and do all of those things and pass the rock and lead the NBA in all-time scoring, and now he's in the assists and now all-time field goals. When you stop and think about what he's done with his body of work is insane, Catfish.
I mean, as a player on his caliber, you have another person like Magic, who I look at him at a similar space, but at the same time, Magic played for what, 10, 12 years, 15 years? And
Mhm.
and Magic did some things in his early stages in the NBA as well, and he needed pieces. Um, but LeBron, there's one particular game that made me say, you know what, this guy is the GOAT. When they were playing Boston Celtics, I think it was game 5,
That game,
and
go ahead.
he had the black mask on.
My
I don't know
God.
what it was to me, because that was like, if they lose, they out. They're gone. But he had this black mask, and his whole demeanor was like, I'm about to put the team on my back. And he came out and just ball. Like, I can remember every he had the black headband, the black mask, the black jersey. He was just wearing all black. Like, the team was wearing all black that game. And I was just like, oh my God. I just watched the best player come in, take over, and then they sat him on the bench at the end. The game wasn't even over. And they say, hey, we need you to rest up. Go sit down. He didn't even finish the game. And he was like, I think he was like probably 80 something percent from the field.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
just like,
I mean, Fish, if I could jump in here again, Sean, he's part of the 40,000, 10,000, 10,000 club, which saying that out loud sounds like a video game. To Fish's point, for me, the LeBron James game when he went literally ape shit against Detroit and just destroyed, it was when he played for Cleveland. And he scored, I wanted to say he scored like 26 consecutive points or something crazy like that. And I was like, what are we watching? And to your point again, Sean, he's played against, oh my God, this is coming to me as we're speaking. He's played against 3 different iterations of the NBA. he played against so many different generations of basketball where he played against 90s basketball, which was hyper physical, and then the 2000s basketball, which was really fast break oriented, and now this open style basketball, which is 3 point line oriented. He's played and thrived in all of them. And again, wherever his feet have touched pavement, he's created a championship.
I was gonna say what did it for me, because like I said, I wasn't the biggest LeBron James fan either, but what did it for me was the finals against the Warriors. Even though they lost, um, they were literally considering him for the MVP, even though he was
Yeah,
gonna lose.
yeah,
He lost the series. They were considering giving him the MVP because he was the best player on the floor. He led every player on the floor in every statistical category, which is insane. And you're playing against the almighty Warriors. So I think that's Steph Curry, that's Kevin Durant, that's Klay Thompson. So he was literally leading. That's where I'm like, okay, he belongs in the conversation because for him to go off in that finals, they had a juggernaut over there in Golden State, and for him to lead those guys in every category, every statistical category, but just couldn't get his team over the hump. That's what put him in the conversation for me. I'm not the biggest, never been the biggest LeBron James fan, especially as a Laker, and he used to come in and give us the business as a Cleveland Cavalier. He used to, and that was in the Kobe era. He used to give us problems. So, but just to see that, I'm like, okay, he belongs in that conversation because I've never seen that before. I've never seen them actually. There's only one other player that won a Finals MVP in a losing situation, and he's the
mm,
logo for God's sake.
Sean said this to
But
me
go ahead.
once. Um, we were talking about LeBron, and I couldn't stand him, because it was like probably the playoffs and we had to play against each other or whatever. And he said, Let me ask you this. He goes, did you feel this way about LeBron when he played for Team USA? And I said, no. I was so happy he was for Team USA. I felt so happy that him and Steph were able to take us home to the gold. He goes, exactly. He goes, would you feel that way if LeBron was a Warrior? I said, God, no, I'd be so happy to have him. So I feel like he made such a great point that a lot of our hate for him comes from the fact that he doesn't play for our favorite team. Go ahead.
yeah, and that's the craziest thing because I'll tell you this: when LeBron got um signed to Cleveland and we got Dwayne Wade, I was like, I don't care. You're not on my team. I don't care. You know what I mean? But I didn't have hate for this person. And then once he came to Miami and I actually had like a scope on him, I was like, man, this dude is fantastic. And yes, it hurt me when he went back to Cleveland. But at the same time, I was like, yo, this man got us some chips. I can't hate this man. And watching him in Cleveland and just seeing like, yo, there's always a discrepancy going on wherever he goes. Like either this person, oh, this is my team, and oh my God, now you act like you take it over because you come back to Cleveland. All right, let me leave, and then goes to the Lakers, and there's discrepancy over there. Now they blaming him for every coach that leave, and honestly, I think he is to blame.
That's the star. The star always wears that. Yeah.
This, but
Yeah,
I'm
the Star
saying
Aces.
it,
Yeah,
it comes with the territory, right? And
right.
But yeah, every time I have I ask him the same question. I was like, "Yo, if he was playing on your team, if he was playing on the Knicks, if he was playing on like the Warriors, would you guys hate him?" I mean, like some people be like, "Oh yeah, I would not want him on my team." I'm like, "You are lying.
You lying.
You are lying. You are
You're
lying.
lying.
You are liar."
Right.
Yeah, and I would say that too, because when we look at
Right.
his body of work, because he's been playing so long, it's really easy to get lost in the shuffle of what he's actually done. So if we look at his body of work, it's 4 championships, 4 MVPs, Finals MVP, 4 MVPs for the league, and then when we go back, I mean, all the other records, right? Like team selections, all defensive team 5 times, right? NBA all team 21 times, all NBA 21 times. That's over 2
That's
decades of all
crazy.
NBAs. Then you got the all time scoring leader. All-Star selections 22, most minutes played in the history of the NBA, most career points, most career playoff wins ever, most career playoff games played ever. And here's the one that's going to make you sick in your stomach. Only player with 30,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, and 10,000 dimes. Sean, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm gonna say he's the only player on that list, of course, that is top 5 all time in assists, which is nuts. Like anybody in the top 5 in scoring right now, all time scoring, is not that high in assists. I think he's number 4, could be number 3. Maybe somebody check me in the chat, but I think he's number 4 all time in assists. And you think about all the great point guards that's played. You got your John Stockton, you got your Magic Johnson, you got your Chris Paul, and now you've got LeBron James is right there with those guys. So it just speaks, like I said, speaks to his greatness. And then what gets me is the conversation of him. Well, it's only because he played for 23 years. That's so idiotic. Listen, I could play for 30 years and I could be in the top tip shape and I'm not going to be able to score that many points and be that effective. It doesn't matter how long you play if you're not effective. If I played 30 years and I sat on the bench, I'm not doing nothing.
Yeah.
So you know what I'm saying? That's the thing that gets me. I hate to, and everything is a but when it comes to LeBron James. Everything is a well, he did it well, he didn't do it this way. He did this, and that's why he should be considered in the GO conversation because it's everything. It's like, well, he did it, but and then
He
he
didn't.
team hopped. I'm like, the guy, like you always state, he played out every contract. He never asked to be traded, and he's played for
Yeah.
3 teams. 3 teams in his 23-year career. We can't say that about Kevin Durant. We can't say that about
James Harden.
James Harden. There's a lot of players that are future Hall of Famers that have jumped way more than him. But because it's LeBron James, we give him crap for it.
The man has 3 Olympic gold medals, 1 Olympic bronze, and an Olympic MVP, which goes to show his skill in international play. I think LeBron, a question you want to ask yourself questions, right? What would one expect from a person with that level of physical talent? Because he's physically gifted. And did he max out his physical gifts? The short answer is yes. Have other NBA players been physically gifted as LeBron has been? The short answer is yes. Hold on. Let me cook here. I remember J.R. Ryder doing incredible things with the basketball. I remember Harold Miner doing incredible things with the basketball.
Baby Jordan.
Um,
Yeah.
Baby Jordan, right? I remember Sam Bowie.
Uh,
Sam Bowie was
Sam
supposed to
Bowie.
be without knee problems. I don't know if you remember this, Fish, because we're a bit older than you. Sam Bowie was supposed to be the second coming of Ralph Sampson. Like, there's been players that had physical gifts, but none have actually maximized it like LeBron James. Go ahead.
where do you want me to start? Because
Wherever you
like when
want,
you
cuz.
talk about when you say physicality, with the longevity, nobody has been as physical as him with the longevity. Yes, all these guys we're talking about had a stint. Harold Miner was probably like 2, 3 years.
Maybe.
Uh, right, maybe Ryder was probably like 5 years. Um, Sam Bowie was 6 months. Uh,
Shout out to Sam Bowie.
Not your
I
fault,
love
Sam.
Sam Bowie,
Hell of
by
a
the way, in
college player.
college.
Hell
He
of a
was
college player.
he was terrific.
but if LeBron stayed at Cleveland, how many more MVPs would he have?
At least 3 more? Respectfully, of course. He played with a bunch of dudes in Cleveland. I don't think he played with another Hall of Famer in Cleveland. I think it was just him. So he was
No, he
like
played with Kyrie.
the first time in Cleveland?
No, not the first time. I'm saying you said Cleveland, so I'm thinking the
Right.
second time.
I'm talking about Cleveland version 1. Right.
Hmm.
He played with a bunch of dudes. He was the only beacon of light on a shore of crashed ships. It was an amazing thing to watch. Sean, did you have something you want to add on that?
It's kind of hard to say how many more MVPs he would have had because the teams are not as good if he stayed. Maybe we're not even talking about LeBron having 4 championships if he stays. Maybe he only has 1 or 2 just because it's hard. It's hard, with all due respect.
Right.
But nobody wants to go to Cleveland. You know, you look at the bigger market cities, you want to go there to play but it would be hard to get somebody. I think that's why LeBron left in the first place. Dan Gilbert wasn't getting the type of talent that he needed to compete with Paul Pierce and KG and Dwight Howard and those guys in Orlando. So he wasn't getting the type of players that he needed, and LeBron was carrying the load. So that's one of the reasons why he left. People don't talk about that.
So I want to say this. I cannot stand the sports media narrative that a person needs multiple championships to be considered great. It's really hard to win a ring. So when you do it once, congrats. To do it several times is absurd. I just wanted to say that. Go ahead, Fish.
If we look at the trajectory of his playing, there were seasons where he was the best player on his team, and the voters decided not to give it to him simply because of hate, right?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
he could have had what, three more, four more. Because if
This
it
is
was let
just to say this. This is what happens with supreme greatness. When you're really, really good, it almost becomes a staple. You've been so good for so long that people, oh, what else has he done? He's been doing it at that high level for what, 23 years. This man is the only guy. I can't believe I'm saying this like with such passion. He's the only living NBA player who's playing while he's in the Hall of Fame. He was inducted in 2025 as a member of the '08 Olympic team. He's in the Hall of Fame now already. It's absurd. The amount of respect he's going to get when he's retired is going to eclipse the amount of respect that he gets now.
Well, yeah, by far, by far. So, yeah, he just, I don't know. Like I said, he belongs in the conversation. I don't care what people say. He could be your goat. He could not be your goat. But I don't agree with the hate that he gets. It's terrible. It's
I mean,
fake. So that's
there's a
why he
whole
should be.
narrative around
Go
this
ahead.
that we don't have time to get into about the narrative of black excellence. When you're a good black father to your children
Sure.
and without any scandal, there's a narrative around that that's somehow toxic in America, but we don't have time for that today. On the way out of here, Catfish, what's your one favorite LeBron moment?
one favorite LeBron moment. Ooh, there's a lot, man. Um, just to see when he hoisted that championship, the first one, I did it. You know, I did it. And knowing that another favorite of mine is, but people laugh at it when he was like, not one, not two, not three, not
So
four.
quoted. So goated too for that. Sean, what's your favorite? What's your favorite LeBron moment?
Listen, my absolute favorite. Looking back on it, I was like, it was just an incredible
Oh,
play. The block shot on
Iguodala.
Andre Iguodala was insane because for him to come out of nowhere and make that block, and then for him to be the best player on that team, and then give it, and then Kyrie Cook and hit that game-winning shot was incredible. That was my
Thanks for
favorite
reminding
moment.
me of
I'm like,
that.
that just
Appreciate that.
this goes to
Yeah.
show you he is I'm sorry, but he was the ultimate. He's the ultimate team player. Like, I mean, this guy, he knows how to win. He's going to do whatever it takes to win. So,
For
like I
me,
said,
I'm
that
gonna
was
pick
my
a
favorite.
moment. For me, it was when he jumped over
Mhm.
Damon Jones for that lob dunk, and he literally jumped over his whole body. That will absolutely live in my brain for the rest of my life because I haven't seen anything since. He literally leapfrogged over Buddy, and I remember Damon Jones just standing there like, "What am I supposed to do?" Like, that's crazy. Yeah. Guys, LeBron James, the GOAT case, I will say that this conversation has brought me closer to believing that. Although I am an MJ23 in my veins for the rest of my life, the GOAT conversation does belong with LeBron James. Uh, for MJ Hater Catfish,
Yes,
for
catfish.
Sean Watkins, we will catch you on the flip side.
Let's go. Oh, let's take